brother, music, sister, rhythm, back in town.
Thank you.
How do you follow that? Just imagine it with a kick drum on a suitcase. Darling, the string from me to you I can undo more than you can turn day into night or make the time go faster. Slow down, I'm so tired of looking back and wishing I'd stayed up instead of drifting off to sleep. I'll stay awake with you. Don't go, I've so much to tell you, underwhelm you with the words that race through my mind each day and night. Such speeds I can't quite keep up, stop talking in my sleep. I can, it seems I meant each one I said. When I run out of dreams, I'll stop and think of you until I'm tired of keeping my eyes wide open, loving you. And my heart's broke. If you need me home, I'll stay awake with you. I can't make 6 months feel like 2, but if you wait for me, I'll wait up for you. Even though we're not together doesn't mean it's now or never. But that said, it's getting late. Whatever it is can wait till you come home. I'll stay awake with you.
Well, it's such an honor to be up here with these folks, and what a what a variety. So I'm not sure where I fit in. I've got a new record out called "There Are No Secrets in This Town." It's on sale. So naturally, the first song I'm going to do is not on the record. This is a true story about a guy by the name of Huron Walters, who was a contemporary of Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker. He was from Dallas, where they were from, and he actually wanted to be part of the gang, but as Clyde Barrow later said, he didn't want to have anything to do with Huron Walters. And when a psychopath like Clyde Barrow doesn't want anything to do with you, you know you must be bad. So this is a true story. It's called Industrial Boulevard. I rode with Clyde Barrow and that bitch Bonnie Parker. Got along with Clyde, but I had no use for her. They was tigers in a whirlwind. When their end came, it came hard. Just like me years later on Industrial Boulevard. Yeah, just like me years later on Industrial Boulevard. Me and Floyd Hamilton, we rolled like a muzzle blast, held up every filling station, Chicago to Dallas. We stayed 2 steps ahead of the law till we robbed that Coca-Cola plant in Nashville, Arkansas. Yeah, we hit the Coca-Cola plant in Nashville, Arkansas. Well, I laid my head in flop houses or somewhere behind bars. Floyd went straight and found the Lord and wound up selling cars. I landed back in Dallas, paroled from Leavenworth. Floyd took a chance, got me a job, but I did not want to work. Yeah, I'm not the kind for 9 to 5. I did not want to work. My last score was a liquor store on Industrial Boulevard, but I faltered on my getaway, didn't get away too far. I took 3 people hostage when I run out of tricks. Texas Ranger Tom Arnold raised his .30-06. Yeah, his aim was sound, dropped me with 1 round of a .30-06. Yeah, I knew Clyde Barrow and that bitch Bonnie Parker. Got along with Clyde, but I had no use for her. When you live outside the law you're in, it comes hard. I could have drove right past that liquor store on Industrial Boulevard. Yeah, I could have drove right on down Industrial Boulevard. Thank you.
There's some big black clouds rolling in from the west. I've been driving all day long and I sure could use some rest. There's a motel up ahead where I can unwind. I sure love thunderstorms and neon signs. I grew up on the road from town to town. My daddy's line of work kept us moving around. I got fond memories of the way things were back then. The warmth of the neon when a bad storm was moving in. I listened to the Opry in a small cafe where we stopped to get a bite along the way. Whenever I hear those wheels begin to whine, it takes me back to another time. I got a real nice room with a radio and TV. This here motel living is the only life for me. And it looks like it'll be raining for quite some time. Mixed with the lightning is the glow from the neon sign. Opry in a small cafe.
Thank you.
Where we stopped to get a bite along the way. Whenever I hear those wheels begin to whine, it takes me back to another time. Well, there's some big black clouds rolling in from the west. I've been driving all day long and I sure could use some rest. There's a motel up ahead where I can unwind. I sure love thunderstorms and neon signs. Lord, I sure love thunderstorms and neon signs.
Oh, are we supposed to do two now? Yeah, do two. Okay, all right. I love it.
When you're all alone in your night and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out, get under the moon. Underneath the bright silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out, get under the moon. Look, look, look at those stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties, love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. When it's raining out, stay in your flat. But on a lovely night in June, pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out, get under the moon. When you're all alone in your night and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out, get under the moon. When it's raining out, stay in your flat, but on a lovely night in June, pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out, get under the moon. Look, look, look at those stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties, love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. When it's raining out, stay in your flat. And if you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, get out, get under the moon. Get out, get under the moon. Thank you.
Okay, well, this was a like a 6-month love letter I wrote about 8 months ago. I could move on been since you've been gone if I want to? Walk down my street, stare at my feet if I thought you might not appear as each night the moon does, looking at me, looking up, but I'm still counting the days. I ask my friends, is this the end? My friends say it's the happiest that I've ever been. Try not to let it go by. But in my head and on my phone, pictures of your face stay frozen. I'm still counting the days. And the hardest part is waiting to start where we left off. Touching screens and listening in the dark indefinitely. As one moment passes to the next, apparently forever your guess is good as mine. I turn back time if I could tell the difference at this rate. I know that nothing will change till I let it, but losing track doesn't bring you back. Instead it brings back the answers that I put to bed. Maybe you're like me, maybe you can't sleep, maybe you count sheep. God only knows from where, God only knows how far it's from my house. Long before doubt becomes denial. If this is a test, then I need an extension while I'm counting, still counting the days. Still counting the days. Oh, I'm still counting the days. Oh, I'm still counting, 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 I'm still counting the days.
Here's another sad bastard one, and then we'll pick it up a little bit.
I don't know why the light of the room is the same. The sparks that you like to see God when it rains. I don't know how to talk to you, but I always do. Yeah, I always do. Oh, but you. I don't know why you're always so cold. It's 50 degrees, it's beginning to snow. I don't wanna think about what we're not saying when it's all I can do not to speak to you in the same room, not to think of you when you're on my mind. It's all of the time. Yeah, it's all I can do not to speak to you in the same room, not to think of you when you're on my mind. It's all of the time. Yeah, it's all I can do not to speak to you in the same room, not to think of you when you're on my mind. It's all of the time. It's all of the time.
I will. Oh, okay. I will do a couple from the new record. Did I mention I had a new record?
Yes.
Okay.
It is great.
Thank you, Eric. Eric plays on it, by the way, as does Carl Burke there. In fact, we got most of the band here. And I'm averse to concept albums, but there is kind of a quasi-concept on this one, in that it is 11 songs I wrote based on an oral history transcript of a madam from Terre Haute, Indiana. I grew up about 30 miles west of Terre Haute in Illinois. And I stumbled across it a few years back, and it's fascinating because she talks about, the transcript is like 95 pages long, and she talks about everything except sex. Which is just as well. Terre Haute was known for its brothels and known for its illegal gambling and known for all manner of illegal activities. So she had a lot of interesting characters to talk about. But I was thinking about that, and I was also thinking about my hometown, which is fairly small, 2,900. Depending which way you drive into town. It's Casey, Illinois. And if you drive in on the north on Route 49, the population sign says 2,900, but if you drive in from the west on Route 40, it says 3,000. I never could figure that out. It's kind of a Twilight Zone thing. We lost 100 people or we gained 100 people. I could never figure it out. Anyway, this is the title cut from the record, There Are No Secrets in This Town. There are no secrets in this town. Lies fly before the truth gets off the ground. You'll never leave it and you'll never live it down. Oh, there are no secrets in this town. you try hard to understand the things afloat between a woman and a man. Build it up just to watch it fall down. Oh, there are no secrets in this town. One day she left a note, said, I'm going where it's warm. Give Goodwill my coat. Only postscript to the ache she wrote down was, there are no secrets in this town. There are friends you used to know, good for the good times, said they'd never let you go. Now they don't call, and they never come around. Oh, there are no secrets in this town. Stoplight sways in the wind. Night falls on this one-horse town again. Head for the neon where sorrow goes to drown, 'cause there are no secrets in this town. There are no secrets in this town. There are no secrets in this town. Thank you. Thank you very much. One of the things the madam talked about, the interviewer was quite cheeky and asked her what well-known customers she had had. And she didn't want to name too many names, but she did name James Jones, the author, who is from, actually is from Robinson, Illinois, which is 20 miles southeast of my hometown. And actually, my hometown is 19 miles north of Hunt City, Illinois, which is the birthplace of Burl Ives. So it's kind of like the culture center of America. But anyway, Jones did a lot of his writing at the Handy Writers Colony in Marshall. And the woman who ran the colony, who is this bizarre woman named Loney Handy, once a month, she would let the writers at the colony go over to the brothels and bars in Terre Haute. Except for Jones, he got to go over like once a week because he proceeds from Here to Eternity help fund the writers' colony. So, but the madam talked about how sometimes when he'd come over, she said he wasn't always a bed customer. But sometimes he'd just like to come over and drink and play cards or listen to the jukebox. And she also said that he really liked to go antiquing, which, you know, you look at James Jones and you read From Here to Eternity and you think, this guy liked to go antiquing. So this is kind of a song about that. It's for anybody who's ever had writer's block. You can stare at the typewriter, stare holes in the wall. You can tell one story. You can tell a mile. You can pace that floor until that cigarette burns down. But they sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones came to town. Chin like a shovel, bristled broom mustache. He rolled his own smokes and he drove his Buick fast. like a boxer in the ring, with every verb and noun, and they sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones came to town. He'd go to Terre Haute and play poker with the horse, then sit down at his typewriter and write a little more. He paid for every word like a dog face paid for ground, and they sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones came to town. He lived through Guadalcanal, told folks he was fine, but you could tell that he'd crossed something red line. What Tojo left afloat with the bottle he would drown, and they sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones came to town. But then he took to writing about the war that he saw, and the battles good men fought against their demons and their flaws. Books that he wrote became the hottest things around. They sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones came to town. He'd go to Terre Haute and play poker with the horse, then sit down at his typewriter and write a little more. He paid for every word like a dog face paid for ground, and they sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones came to town. So stare at the typewriter, stare at the wall, tell one story or tell them all. Pace that floor till that cigarette burns down. They sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones came to town. Well, they loved him in New York and Hollywood, so when he left Marshall, you know he was gone for good. But the locals still would claim him as a man of great renown, and they sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones left town. Yeah, they sure as hell remember the day Jim Jones left town. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now it's question time, ladies and gentlemen. There's 4 questions in here. Will you draw out one? And everyone gets to answer it.
Broccoli or cauliflower?
Important question. And one.
Why?
Yep, so each of you gets to explain broccoli or cauliflower. We want to know.
Well, it's broccoli for me for sure. I think there's more nutrition in broccoli. I like the color green. It's bright, it's cheerful, it's a cool color.
Cauliflower for me because I just had some cauliflower curry soup not 2-3 hours ago that was just so dang yummy that that's just in my mind. Now you ask me tomorrow, who knows?
Well, I'm gonna support that recent New York Times Magazine piece about all the work that broccoli is doing to re-image itself. I don't know if you are aware of the controversy, but kale is exceedingly more popular, and we need to do something about it. I don't believe that at all.
Brussels sprouts. Well, no, if I was having this discussion with somebody on Facebook the other day, because that's the only place people have conversations anymore is Facebook. And they were dissing Brussels sprouts, and I said, number one, you got to cook them right, and number two, you got to saute them like in olive oil and garlic, and cooked that way, they're really good. But if I had to choose between broccoli and cauliflower, probably the broccoli, although I do like cauliflower.
Just keeping all your options open.
Yeah.
Right.
Corn.
We want to thank all of you for coming to join us tonight. Each of the artists is going to do one more song, and then we'll have intermission, and then another round. And how about before you play your next song, tell us where we can learn more about your music or a website or upcoming shows.
Anne keeps a little website, and it's called brothermusicsisterrhythm.com. She does it all herself. I'm so proud of her. And about the only thing on there is our schedule, so it kind of lets you know what we're up to and where we are, and if there's a free day that we could come and play for you.
Be honest with me, dear, whatever you do. Remember your mind, dear, so always be true. Wherever you wander, on land or on sea, if you really love me, be honest with me. My poor heart would break,
Be
dear,
honest with me,
if
dear.
you were untrue.
Whatever you do,
Asleep or awake, dear,
your mind, dear.
I dream about you. Oh, you are my darling.
wherever you wander,
You're all that I see.
on land or on sea.
If you really love me,
Really love me.
be honest with me. Someday I'll return, dear, and make you my own. For you I will yearn, dear, when I'm all alone. I'll never forget, dear, your sweet memory. If you really love me, be honest with me. Be honest with me,
Be honest
dear,
with me,
whatever you do.
Whatever you do,
Remember your mind, dear,
your mind, dear.
so always be true. Wherever you wander,
Wherever you wander,
on land or on sea,
on land or on sea.
if you really love me,
love me,
be honest with me.
Oh, baby, be honest with me. Thank you.
Well, this is my only song that I have a story about. Well, that's not true, but it's the only one that it's a story I stole. So this is I stole this from a psychology textbook. This is a psychology textbook story about a man named Phineas Gage. I think that's his name. I've been singing it that way for 5 years, so I hope so. Phineas Gage, and thank you. And he, I think he lost half of his brain. This was a long time ago. He was a railroad worker. He lost half of his brain, and it was one of the first times that worked out for somebody.
Phineas Gage, finish one page. Something you started, stop showing up.
We're gonna do this here. That's better, yeah.
Phineas Gage, finish one page of something you started, stop showing up late. Tamping iron, chalk skull and cheekbone. Something should never shake hands, leads to goodbyes. But I've been tied up at the circus, and this Californian wine is making me tired. Crowd throws stem cells. The elephant man says it don't hurt to talk about how self-doubt is repetitionless. But I've been sleeping through someone else's dreams that I can't recite when my memory keeps going back to bed. I wake so glad to be alive, I forget I'm not dead. They say I just stood there waiting for somebody to dig up an explanation. Pull me out with my bare hands shaking. I didn't skip a beat. Fast and efficient as a Model A. I started running. People thought they heard the train. Sounds like something I would say, I think. 'Cause all my life has been telescoping girls from across the room, like an edge of the world. Abandoning ship, the second one curls up to me. All my life has been a pattern based on stopping an engine in the clouds to rise above the stopping. No, you can't take that away from me. All my life, I said all my life, I said all my life, all my life. All my life, I said all my life, I said all my life, I said all my life. All my life, I said all my life, I said all my life, I said all my life. All my life, I said all my life, I said all my life, I said all my life. All right.
no dates. I have no dates of coming, but you can read. And I have an old MySpace page you can check out called Me and Jake. So if you Google me and Jake, you'll find some recordings. But otherwise, you can read my writing at a blog I maintain for a bookstore called Common Good Books down the way, and that's commongoodbooks.tumblr.com. It's perfect this time of year for holiday book recommendations. We got tons of them, so check it out.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll end the set with a quiet one. One of the characters that the madam talked about was a guy by the name of Carl Ballman, and she said that he came home from the war, and that would be World War II, all messed up because he'd been the ball turret gunner on the Enola Gay and saw the atomic bomb destroy Hiroshima. And my first thought was, well, yeah, if I saw something like that, that would screw me up too. But then my second thought was, wait, the Enola Gay was a B-29, which did not have a ball turret. And so I went online and looked up crew manifests for the Enola Gay, and nobody named Carl Ballman ever served on the Enola Gay. But he was the flight engineer on a B-17 named My Gal Sal, which crashed in Greenland. And all the crew survived, and they were on the ice for like 2 weeks before they could be rescued. And even then, they had to walk like 24 miles to a frozen lake so they could be rescued, because that was the closest place a plane could land. But he came home from the war screwed up, she said. So here's a song about him. It's a true story. It's called My Gal Sal. My name is Carl Ballman. They just call me Junior. Served on the crew of the bomber My Gal Sal. Damn near froze to death, stranded in the Arctic. Buy me a drink and I'll tell you about it now. Flying Fortress earned its nickname, Pride of Seattle. And all of us was itching to give Hitler what for. Ferry flight to England to join the mighty Eighth. We hit lousy weather just out of Labrador. Ralph Stinson was the pilot, and he was a good man. But when nature's got your number, ain't much that you can do. He said, boys, we're going down. We took our crash positions, ditched on Greenland ice, and waited for rescue. We spent 2 weeks on the ice, and 3 years at war. I saw boys blown to atoms over Germany. Come home to Terre Haute, found myself a gal, and I wasn't married long before she walked out on me. 'Cause not every casualty of war is buried neath a white cross in some graveyard on some foreign shore. Some of us came home, we just lost our bearings, found we just did not give a damn anymore. So now I sweep this tavern and they pay me in wine. Fact is, there ain't much that I can do, but I'm ready for that shot, and I'm gonna need a chaser, and I hate to drink alone, so pour one for you. My name is Carl Ballman. You can call me Junior. I will sleep it off. Tomorrow is another day. I feel like my gal Sal up there in the clouds. Engines droning on as she tries to find her way. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Where do we hear you next?
Next, I will be at December 28th, I will be at the Three Crows in Delano. And I'll be with Amy Brockman, who sings on the record, will be playing with me. And I have a website on the World Wide Web, www.davidhanners.com. So all the news and a bio and neat photos and links to where you can buy my records if you don't show up to a gig are there. So
When's the CD release show for this?
well, speaking of which, the CD.
You can get it tonight. Push the product.
Push the product, yeah. Push the yeah. I gotta push the product. We gotta make some money here. The album release show is January 25th in this very Ginkgo coffee house. Eric will be playing. Carl will be there. We'll have the whole band, which consists of Lonnie Knight on guitar and Bob Norquist on harmonica, and Fred Grittner on mandolin, mandola, and then Amy Brockman will also be playing. One of the things we want to do, and I've encountered some resistance from the other players, is since they are all great performers and songwriters in their own right, I'm going to have each of them do like a song or two. So it'll be a gala evening. Because the thing is, I mean, you don't bring those people into the house and not have them play a song of theirs. So well, there'll be time for that. We're starting at 7:30. We're starting actually early that night. So come on down. January 25th, Ginkgo Coffee House, which is at Snelling and Minnehaha in St. Paul.
We're going to take a 10-minute break. Al and Ann, Colin and David will be back for a whole bunch of more songs, so stick around. If you're enjoying their music, please put some money in the tips jars. There's some on the different tables around here, and the big red one as well. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes for more music. Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right. This is another song off the new record. The interviewer asked the madam what kind of problems they would have at the houses. And she said one of the problems that they always had was when, like, a guy would fall in love with one of the women. And she told the story of this woman named Alice Goodnight, who had a paramour from Paris, Illinois, which is northeast of my hometown and is nothing like Paris, France. But it tries to traffic on the name for some reason. But anyway, she was talking about how the guy from Paris bought the woman her first pair of I. Miller shoes, and Israel Miller was a shoemaker for the New York Theater District. And then he went national, but when business started declining in the 50s, he hired this young graphic designer by the name of Andy Warhol to do his ads, and sales took off. So hire an artist. There's the lesson there. This is called Red I. Miller Shoes. Pete came from Paris, the one in Illinois, owned a business and a wife, 2 daughters and a boy. But he had a darkness, his life had blown a fuse. He fell for Alice Goodnight in her red I. Miller shoes. Climbed in his Plymouth Fury after dinner and left home. Fled through Phelan Light, east of Terre Haute. Hit the red light district with a plan to beat his blues. There he fell for Alice Goodnight in her red I. Miller shoes. Some men fall in love and promise the moon. Pete was no exception, no, he was not immune. There are temptations some men can't refuse, and Pete's was Alice Goodnight in her red-eye Miller shoes. Now Alice came from nothing, and it's where she would return. Every dollar that she had was $10 she had earned. Spent it on kimonos, 7 Winds, perfume, and booze, and of course that pair of red-eye Miller shoes. Some men fall in love and promise the moon. Pete was no exception, no, he was not immune. There are temptations some men can't refuse, and Pete's was Alice Goodnight in her red-eye Miller shoes. Now Pete lost perspective, spent too much time away. His wife grew suspicious, so she followed him one day. Caught him in the one sin she could not excuse, and with her alimony bought some red-eye Miller shoes. Some men fall in love and promise the moon. Pete was no exception, no, he was not immune. There are temptations some men can't refuse, and for Pete it was Alice Goodnight in her red-eye Miller shoes. Yeah, Pete's was Alice Goodnight in her red-eye Miller shoes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Where can I get some of those shoes?
I don't think they make them.
Where to be and why you going? I don't know, your eyes are blue yet, but I could tell what time you call if you call. All I wanna be is 15 people in HD, like you enough to touch. Just take my word and see if I turn on. Outsider, what are you thinking? Porch light picking up on movement. Sometimes spot a constellation and think I left the power on, but you wanna tell me every little thing you do before you sleep. You might as well be wasting all my energy listening. And I wish it was that simple. You were best friends with my sister, made her laugh like I could, and I could get mad. Instead I made a list of things to think, to say. Let's never drink our drinks like in the movies. We'll have better things to do than that. Who's gonna pay for this? Your favorite song of mine's the bottom of your favorite list. Look, here's our chance to vanish again. And you wanna tell me every little thing you do before you sleep. And I might as well be wasting all our energy listening. Yeah, you wanna tell me every little thing you do before you sleep. You might as well be wasting all my energy. Every little thing you do before you sleep. Every little thing you do before you sleep. Every little thing you do before you sleep. Every little thing. But you wanna tell me you think you can just call me up and start laughing. Oh, you might as well be wasting all my energy. Well, you wanna sell me, you think you can just call me up and start laughing. Well, I'm not sure, I think I fell behind. Yeah, I'm not sure, I think I fell behind. Yeah, I'm not sure when we met the first time.
She came down from Boston to be closer to her mother and to try a little taste of country life. She was her mother's only daughter from a good school where they taught her how to walk and talk and fold a napkin right. I was boots and Levi's born, milking cows and planting corn, and anything that sparkled caught my eye. She was a different kind of flower, nothing like my country clover, and I figured I could touch her if I tried. I only meant to touch her just one time and let her go. Touching her was loving her, and how was I to know? She would be the kind of flower calloused hands could never hold. While I was reaching for her body, she was reaching for my soul. Back to Boston, my soul was all it cost me just to touch her now. I wish I'd never tried. She was a different kind of flower, and after having held her, I can't keep country clover on my mind. I only meant to touch her just one time and let her go. Touching her was loving her, and how was I to know? She would be the finest flower calloused hands would ever hold. While I was reaching for her body, she was reaching for my soul. When I was reaching for her body, she was reaching for my soul.
guys are a trip. And then how come?
He means that as a compliment.
Yeah, I mean that as a compliment. I mean that as a
He's
compliment.
not a mean guy at all.
No, I'm. Yeah. You know,
Well, I ain't much for stories, but this song actually does have kind of a nice story. I'm sorry, David. He started it. It's his fault.
He did,
Listen here,
he did.
I've been not talking. And,
it's a question
okay.
from the floor, so you have to.
I grew up listening to a little band called the Dave Dighton Band out of Coggan, Iowa. And my folks took us when we was just little. And we did, oh really? Troy Mills? Where do you live? I don't know. Manchester, yes. That's our old stomping ground. Anyhow, folks used to take us to these dances. And finally this band put out a vinyl record, and on the cover was the title Country Clover. And the first song on that was This Different Kind of Flower. And man, I told everybody that I'm learning this song that my band wrote, and made famous, that I grew up with, and was telling everybody that. And then one day I was at Lee's Liquor Lounge down in the green room talking to the guy named Wayne Hancock, who we got this name Brother Music, Sister Rhythm from. And I'm telling him about this song. I say, this is the only song I've ever heard of that talks about milking cows and planting corn. And I said, that was the way I grew up doing that stuff. He says, oh, sing it to me a little bit. So I started singing that song to Wayne Hancock, the big shot, who travels all around the country, And the sound guy came down, and he was laying on the floor. He said, care if I lay down? I'm really tired. I was, whatever. And he's laying there on the floor, and I'm singing this to Wayne Hancock. And he kind of rolls over, sort of sleepy-like. He says, yeah, I hear Dan Garter singing that all the time. Really? It just put me off of that. Oh, Dan Garter knows Coggan and Manchester and all them places? No, he's from the cities up here. I know Dan Garter. I met him. Nice fella. And I thought, geez. So I went home, got on that computer, looked up that song. Ray Price made that famous in 1977. My band didn't have nothing to do with it. But I still love it because it's still the only song I ever heard that talks about milking cows and planting corn. Thank you, David, for letting me interrupt you.
Even though I'm from a rural area, all my rural songs deal with murders and everything. I've got a song about a double murder where they at a hog farm where they threw the bodies in a retention pond, but after I wouldn't want to do it after them because it kind of brings you down. The song you guys need to do though is George Jones's Yabba Dabba Doo. That would be a good song for you guys. And we just write on slips good songs for them. This song's an experiment, and Carl will probably get on my case for experimenting on stage. It's an experiment in minimalist songwriting, and it needs editing. It's still long by a quarter. I used to live on the Texas-Mexico border, and in northern Mexico, if you're in a bad spot or tight situation, they have a saying, "Mas remedio tiene un muerto." Even a dead man has more to hope for. And that's the title of the song. It used to be called The Song of the Scarlet Tanager, but I was getting some coaching from Carl, and he said, Scarlet Tanager's really hard to sing. And I said, yeah, I know. And then I went to a workshop with Cliff Eberhardt, great songwriter, great performer, and did it for him. And he said, no one puts Scarlet Tanager in a song. So when I'm doing this, think of Scarlet Tanagers. South of the Rio, dusty dirt roads where trucks smell of Mexican gas. grief on the wind, men fall to sin. Temptation is all that will last. Mas remedio tiene un muerto. South of Camargo, a man tells a son, always respect this land. But he makes his own way, La Frontera obeys laws of supply and demand. Mas remedio tiene un muerto. The truth flows like spring rain in arroyos, grows like mesquite on the plains. Though you try, through tears you may cry, cannot cleave truth from pain. He offers a prayer at a shrine to Malverde. This false saint might keep him from harm. If he needs more, a Taurus 44 snug beneath his left arm. Mas remedio tiene un muerto. Mas remedio tiene un muerto. Now, thank you. Is this the point where we do another one? Do two?
Yes.
All right. All right. I won't go into the big, long story on this one because actually the story is longer than the song. I don't know if are any of you familiar with actually a very good folk singer named Sarah Hickman. I was living in Dallas when she came up. I mean, she from around there. She used to bake muffins for the audience. That's how she built her fan base, and I would try that, but I'm afraid I'd kill people. I'm such a lousy cook. She always talked about how when folk singers end a song, though, we have nothing, there's no big flourish at the end, and so she wanted to start doing what she called the Mary Lou after Mary Lou Retton. So you'd finish the song and go like that. So feel like if you want to do this, do a Mary Lou after this song. Feel free. Huh? No one actually. No one. The death count. The death count on this record is relatively low for me. It's only 38, but 37 of those come in an industrial accident. So. This one came to me as I was waking up one morning. The line, in the shadow of the sweet refrain, came into my head, and I had no idea what it means, and I still don't. But I thought, that's a real musical line. So I wrote it down and then started writing the song. And then I thought, oh my God, did I hear that line somewhere? So I went online to look it up, and as far as I know, there's no songs with that line. Whistle on a midnight train can drive men insane, or drive the righteous to drink. This town is way too crass, and that river is way too fast. In that current, you either swim or sink. In the shadow of the sweet refrain, they keep a list of names. The accounts are as sad as can be. Shadow of the sweet refrain, wash away my pain. Oh, sing that sweet refrain for me. I saw Sody Harris down the street. He's got somewhere he has to be. Sneaks off same time every day. I said, Sody, won't you give it up? 'Cause that stuff will kill you, sure enough. He just shrugged, went about his way. In the shadow of the sweet refrain, they keep a list of names. The accounts are as sad as can be. Shadow of the sweet refrain, wash away my pain. Oh, sing that sweet refrain for me. A girl I used to know put on quite a show. Boys come for miles just to see. One day I asked her why, and with a twinkle in her eye, she said nothing that she gave away was free. In the shadow of the sweet refrain, they keep a list of names. The accounts are as sad as can be. Shadow of the sweet refrain, wash away my pain. Oh, sing that sweet refrain for me. Sing that sweet refrain for me. Oh, sing that sweet refrain for me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is a song, this is quite an old song called Table for Two. And I think at the time that my friend and I wrote this, we decided it was about a man having dinner alone, but not in his head.
I was setting to a girl that looked like you, wears the same perfume I'm still attracted to. I'm the type of the guy, always alone, never know what to do. I'm counting from 5 to pick up the phone and talk to you. I laugh too much and I speak too soon when I'm talking to you. I was talking to a girl that looked a lot like you, wears the same perfume, I'm still allergic to. I'm the type of the guy, always alone, never know what to do. I'm counting from 5 to pick up the phone, talk to you. But I laugh too much and I speak too soon when I'm talking to you. I was sitting to tables set for you. I think I've thought this through. Another mouth to chew, over some plans, calling some friends, hang up halfway through. I'm asking you when you last shot the moon. 'Cause I see 1, 2, and I'd give it to you if I knew. Who was I talking to? Yeah. Wish I was talking to you. Thanks. I'm under a table I made with the bench. I'm no place to start, but I can start pretending. Talk, talk, talk when your right arm's worth keeping in like it's out till you're so right you're not. I could probably stop shaking, shaking if I knew you. I could probably stop waiting, waiting to come to you. I could probably stop making a line through what's taking an awfully long time. So where I am going, who you were then, there's no place to go. It's a seed planted in the sand. Park, park, park with the lights on for seeing the habits we crossed off for all the same reasons. And I could probably stop shaking, shaking if I knew you. I could probably stop waiting, waiting to come to you. Could probably stop making a line through what's taking an awfully long time. Yeah, I could probably stop shaking, shaking if I knew you. Could probably stop waiting, waiting to come to you. I could probably stop making a line through what's taking an awfully long time. What's taking an awfully long time. And I should probably start making time.
from me. Pay no attention to what's said. Why people tear the seams from anyone's dreams is over my head. Do nothing till you hear from me. Please consider our romance. If you should take the words from others you've heard, I haven't a chance. True, I've been seen with someone new, but does that mean I've been untrue? The words in my heart reveal what I feel about you. Some kiss may cloud my memory, another's arms might hold a thrill, but just do nothing till you hear it from me, and you never will. True, I've been seen with someone new, but does that mean I've been untrue? The words in my heart reveal what I feel about you. Some kiss may cloud my memory, and others' arms might hold a thrill, but just do nothing till you hear it from me, and you never will. Just do nothing till you hear it from me, and you never will. Thank you.
Well, you were right. How do you follow that?
And now, the last get to know you question of the evening. What will it be?
Okay. We don't know yet. Oh, what are you listening to in the car these days? Oh, that's great. Wow, this sounds like a phoned-in answer. I listen to a lot of classical NPR, which is always good.
Is there a fun drive going on?
And there's no fun drive going on, I don't think, unless one has started since we started tonight. That might have happened. But yeah, they're great, and there's lots of really good holiday music. So as you go into Walgreens and Target and shopping malls in the next few weeks and are inundated with whatever that other stuff is, turn on classical NPR.
Oh, me? If I'm in the car on a Saturday morning, I listen to Bluegrass Saturday morning. And maybe one day they'll play one of my records. All the other times, though, I usually don't like to listen to anything. I just like to drive in silence so I can stew because I'm pissed at the other drivers. But a couple of years ago, I used to live on the Texas-Mexico border, and a couple of years ago, my wife and we bought a house on the west side of St. Paul, a couple of blocks from El Burrito Mercado. And so I've started listening to Radio Ray, 630, the Spanish station, because I love the music. I mean, if I could be reincarnated, even though I don't believe in that, but in case it does happen, I want to come back either in a bluegrass band or in a conjunto band or Tex-Mex or something, because God, I love that music. And the thing is, and this is a long-winded answer to a relatively simple question. There's the Mexican music genre of corridos, which is usually the ballads about bad guys, and basically what I write is just Midwestern corridos in English. But that's what I listen to, and my CD.
Now that you're plugging in already.
Which I'm selling here tonight.
Ann and I are always in the car together, so we always have to hear the same music, unfortunately. But no, it's not unfortunate, because we like the same music. And when we're driving around, if we can get the AM station out of Austin, Minnesota, 93.7, that's what we listen to. And half the time there's something on there that we like, and it's the older country. We particularly like the older the better. And when we can't get that station clearly, she's got one of them new Apple things, and we listen to that. And what's on there that's our favorite things, there's two things that's our absolute favorites. The Cactus Blossoms, who play just around the corner here at the Turf Club. They used to play there all the time. They were there last night. We didn't get to see them, and we cried and pouted a little bit. And then the other one we listen to is a group from California called the Leftover Cuties, which kind of is the main thing, or the theme, I think, is it's a ukulele band, sort of. I mean, there's only one ukulele, but that sound, you don't hear that much anymore, and that's one of our favorite things to listen to. If you'd like to add something, I didn't mean to take it all up, so you just go right ahead.
Well, I like to listen to Al a lot because Al has got some visions and some ideas about how we really could do our next song or change a song or what have you. So I actually like to listen to Al.
Boy, I don't know what that's from, but that's nice, huh? Usually I sleep, you see, and she's the driver, and we always say that when we get to conversating, the trip just goes like that, and when I'm sleeping, it seems like it takes a long time.
When we're talking music, boy, it really goes fast.
Yep, it does.
I'm glad you cleared up that she's driving while you're sleeping. At first, I didn't hear that the she's driving part, and you were saying I'm sleeping. I thought, God.
Well, there is a band, out of Texas called Asleep at the
Asleep
Wheel.
at the Wheel.
Well, we want to thank all the performers for playing tonight. They're each going to do one more song. We also want to thank John for running sound.
Yeah, John.
Bar for selling CDs. The House of Mercy Recording Showcase is the first Friday of every month. We'll be back here next month with kind of a different showcase. It's a Teacher Appreciation Night. We have 3 teachers from St. Paul Public Schools. 2 of them are songwriters, one of them is a published author, and they're going to be sharing their stuff for the first Friday of January. So please come back if you can. And it will be here the first Friday through June. Different songwriters.
And thanks to Eric, the mastermind behind it.
Without further ado, one more song from David Handers, Colin McDonald, and Brother Music, Sister Rhythm. Thanks so much for being here.
And I do want to say that it really, to reiterate that it is an honor to be up here with these fine folks, because I think this has been an evening of quality music. That's just me talking. This is off the new record, which I have for sale.
Talk to Barb if you want to buy one.
Talk to Barb if you want to buy one. The madam talked about, how apropos. The madam talked, yeah, my ride's here. Yeah. The madam talked about a guy, she spends like half a page talking about a guy by the name of Jimmy Doris who slipped and fell and wound up dying. And he didn't have anything to be buried in, so one of the other madams, her father had recently died, so she had some spare suits in the closet, so she loaned a suit to Jimmy Doris so he could be buried in it, but I guess it really isn't a loan because she's not getting it back. But this is a true story about that. It's called Jimmy Doris. They buried Jimmy Doris in a borrowed suit. They took up a collection from folks he hardly knew. He slipped and fell near 4th and Tippecanoe. Yeah, they buried Jimmy Doris in a borrowed suit. Jimmy knew the bootleggers and girls on Cherry Street. He liked to play cards. I never saw him cheat. He liked a Jane with a laugh, drank his bootleg whiskey neat. Yeah, Jimmy knew the girls down on Cherry Street. He'd say God makes it come right in the end. Yeah, God makes it come right in the end. Jimmy bruised his head bad when he fell. Cops thought he was drunk, so they hauled him off to jail. Rachel went to see him, declared he's not doing well. Yeah, Jimmy bruised his head bad when he fell. Jimmy went unconscious and he died. We did not know much about him. We all realized he had no kin around here, at least none we recognized. Yeah, Jimmy went unconscious and he died. So we buried Jimmy Doris in a borrowed suit, took up a collection from friends he hardly knew. We all must die alone. We did the best that we can do. Yeah, we buried Jimmy Doris in a by-road suit. Yeah, we buried Jimmy Doris in a by-road suit. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, around this time of year, I used to be in a madrigal singing group. That's where you dress up in tights. And a lot of people do sing too, but we just dressed up in tights. No. And we would go caroling, and I haven't been caroling in years, and I'm missing it. So today, apropos of the holiday, I guess, I decided to check out "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," and I feel like singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," but I'm going to candidly use sheet music here, so bear with me. Where are the tights? They're underneath, Eric. Yeah. So the ending is that I ripped this off and am dressed as a 16th century singer. Yeah. All right. So please join me if you would like. Just play the first part? Just do the first part, and then I'll be done. Yeah.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, oh what a merry and bright.
So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh what a beautiful sight.
So jump in your bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He doesn't care if you're rich or poor, he loves you just the same. Santa Claus knows we're all God's children, and that makes everything right.
So fill your hearts with Christmas cheer, 'cause
Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when the chimes ring out that it's Christmas morn again. Peace on earth will come to all if we'll just follow the light. So let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
yes,
Let's give thanks to the Lord above, that Santa Claus comes tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks again so much for everyone for coming. Thank you so much for our performers tonight who played for your generosity and appreciation. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.